to DJ DNA podcast. I'm DJ DNA, and this is part 2 with Slink and Malory over there dancing.
We weren't doing anything.
Not a single thing.
They definitely caught that.
He's like, oh, by the way, actually, I got all that on video.
Right. He's like, I really lied to you about the whole switching camera thing.
He probably did.
So,
all right, so we're talking about Sebastian. So what do you got?
Okay, Sebastian.
What's the
So,
tea?
all right. So, my regular bar, right, on Wednesday playing bingo. And I usually stay there until they close. They close early on Wednesdays. And I sit at the bar, so a lot of times people will come up to the bar to close out their tabs. And sometimes there's minor chit chat while they're waiting. I have this guy that comes up and he's closing out his tab and we just start talking and he's telling me about how he had recently moved here. He was from Louisiana, blah, blah, blah. He's just trying to get a feel for the area, what places to go. And he happened upon this place and they got the bingo on Wednesday nights and whatnot. And then his friend comes out of the bathroom and sits next to him. And then he starts talking about how, this is my friend. And, usually he goes with me to places, but sometimes, he can't make it. Maybe I got like tickets to a game. It'd be kind of cool if I had another +1.
right.
So, and I'm like, okay, the guy doesn't creep me out and he hasn't annoyed me. So we ended up exchanging numbers. So that same night, he sends me a message and he's like, hey, I got to go to this wedding in Las Vegas. I'm going to be there for a week. Would you come with me?
Yeah.
And I am just like...
Do you like peanut butter?
No, I'm thinking of her
I'm
just
like-
being trapped in the freaking airport that time.
Oh, God. Okay. That's another Sebastian story.
That's a different Sebastian story, right?
It's a difference. That's the Australian Sebastian.
Right.
So, and I'm like, I don't think so. Like, there's no way. First of all, there's no way I could take a week off from work, and he's like, well, what about the weekend? He says, I'll pay for your ticket, fly you out Friday, send you back home on Sunday. I've got a room, 2 beds, no pressure. Like, I really just, you seem cool. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man.
This is giving red flags.
Like,
Red flag for sure.
right. And I was like, okay, well, of course, again, this is the same night. So I'd been at the bar and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Sure. So then the next day I'm like, I'm going to have to give him my personal information, my name, my address, and he's going to buy me a plane ticket, all this shit. And I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And I was like, you know what? Thanks for the invite. Sounds great, but I barely know you. This is probably not a good idea. And he's like, no, totally understandable. He says, I thought I'd just ask. But, it's weird because it was like, do I go and just say, fuck it? Like, he didn't
that could
give
have been
me
your
any red
husband
flags.
right there. That could have
Well,
been
and
your
it's
future
funny.
husband.
And it's funny because, like, I've seen him a couple of times at the bar since then. And we've talked and conversation's good and everything. And he made one kind of comment one time, something about like, well, what about if we fall in love and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I mean, he seems like a decent guy. He hasn't given me any cringy feelings, but it was just one of those things where it's just like it sounds like it would be a fun time. He was going for his friend's wedding.
It sounds like it would be a fun time if y'all like already had a connection and you like you already slept with
Right.
him.
Yeah, because like what if you go out there and he's like a total jerk? Mm-hmm.
Even if we were just friends, like if I had a chance to get to know him, it was just like, I'm leaving on Tuesday.
The last thing you want to do is go to Vegas and be uncomfortable on top of not having a good time and going out and enjoying your time out.
Right.
Because you already just had that experience recently.
Yes, last summer with Australian Sebastian.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he seems like a cool guy, and he's really just like, I'm really just interested in making friends. He says, like, again, he's new to San Antonio, retired military. Seems like a cool guy. Like, our conversations have been just regular conversations, just talking
Right.
about
Sounds like
regular
somebody
bullshit stuff.
you might want to, you might get to know better.
Right. Like he and
outside
I
of the
could be
bar, just not in Las Vegas.
like, it just sucks that it was like, I just met you literally tonight.
It was definitely premature.
Right.
I don't know. I
mean,
probably would have
but
went.
you
To
know
be
what?
honest.
No, Mallory definitely would have went and scared all of us.
Time. Exactly. And that's the thing too. I would have to be like sending pictures all the time. Like, here I am,
drop my
still alive.
location for y'all. But
I'm
Right.
like looking at her location, seeing where she's at and shit.
Proof of life. I wrote today's
Like, why
date.
is
I got
Mallory's
today's
phone
paper.
still in this dumpster? It's been like a day and a half.
Like, why is it at the waste management plant? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, her dot has been at the same place for the
Yo,
last
nah,
24
Mallory, I'll be
hours.
honest, you scare me sometimes.
Yeah, I scare myself. Trust me.
Yo, literally, like, we got this thing to where, like, if me and Mallory are, like, we have a group text. So if me and Mallory are, I send a group message I send a, what the fuck? I send a message to the group chat and Mallory answers, but Slink doesn't, or Slink answers and Mallory doesn't, and it's like more than a day. If it's more than 24 hours, we send the same message every time. On the count of three, say it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Proof of life.
Proof of life.
Proof of life.
Yeah.
We
Sure.
need proof of life.
And you gotta send a picture with our names on it, or the date and time. Like,
It cannot be a text message.
It's like a code that we have on the paper. You have this, like,
you
I like
gotta
peanut
say
butter.
pineapple,
Right, it's like
Peanut butter,
peanut butter,
maple. Right. No, for sure. No, it'd be like that.
It's true though.
But I'm married, but you guys are happily single. So you guys are, trying to find.
Some days, yeah, happally single.
But sometimes it's miserable single. But
Some days, yeah.
Well, and here's the thing: is like, I don't know if I don't remember if Mallory is still on dating website or app.
No.
But I still have mine turned on, but I'm not actively on it all the time. And it's like you meet guys, and it's like, you either have the guys that want to text you forever and never say, hey, let's meet in person. And then you've got the ones that want to meet in person, and you're like, you don't look anything like your pictures. It's so
since we're on this topic,
conversation,
let's stay right here for a second, right? Let's help. We actually talked about this recently. Let's help some of these guys out real quick. Like,
why?
Well, so you guys can maybe be happy one day. But
honestly, I've even thought about, like, I should just start a service where I just go on and I'm not trying to meet anybody. I'm just trying to tell you what you're doing wrong on your profile.
I want to talk about what are some red flags if you're doing online dating and you're just meeting with someone you don't even know if that's their real name yet. You're literally just messaging still on that app. What are some red flags that you guys have seen? Like, what are some do's and don'ts?
So I've gotten to the point where I'm so picky that, like, the slightest shit just irks my nerve. So, like, right off the bat, if your first profile picture is not just of you and there's multiple people and I got to figure out who the fuck you are, you're done. You're gone.
Yes, agree.
Nope. I'm not fucking picking and choosing. Nope. Hate that shit.
The other thing is if the majority of your pictures or all of your pictures are not of you, but of, like, dogs, then I will tell you right now, there is a guy whose profile is, he's got one picture of his face, and then it's some dinner that he took a picture of, some plate of food that he took a picture of, then it's his dog, then it's like a cartoon and then his dog again, literally the same picture of his dog, like that shit.
That's some.
But there's like
that
one
sounds.
quality picture of them. Like
That sounds like some Paul
Not
Blart
even a
shit.
good quality.
It sounds like some Paul Blart shit. Like that person needs his daughter to do his fucking online dating profile.
Where they really just don't have any pictures of themselves, and it's like, get
that's
a
red
picture
flag to
from
me.
right, like somebody else has probably taken a picture of you. Get a picture from them.
I mean, in
Like,
2024, yeah, there is something.
yeah, and
You
then
could
you
post.
have the ones that go on the other side of the spectrum, and all of their pictures of me half naked,
Yeah,
flexing
flexing
and
muscles,
you know, or
no
like
way.
you know, way down low, and you see all their abs and everything, and it's like, I don't
Turn
need to
off.
fucking see all of
Turn off.
that.
Okay, so those are also
Yeah.
red flags. So what are some things that you guys are looking for in an online dating profile specifically?
Well, I'm not looking.
I mean-
right now.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I would say if you have pictures on your profile, number one, let them be current.
Yes,
No,
right.
for sure.
100%.
Stop
Within
fucking.
the last
Stop
6
fucking.
months to a year, I would
Stop
say.
fucking
Yes.
posting MySpace pictures on your
Thank you.
2024
I don't
profile picture.
I don't
Like,
want to see. I don't want to know what you look like when you enlisted in the Army 23 years ago.
Yeah. I don't even want to know if it was 5 years ago. It's got to be within like the last year at least. It's gotta
No,
be
Well,
dead
that's what
ass,
I'm saying.
dead
I've
ass.
actually had some that have posted from when they enlisted, like
That's
23
crazy.
years
That's
ago,
crazy.
which is why I'm saying
That is
that, because
wild.
you're just like, okay, even 5 years, I can kind of like draw a conclusion from, but for
It's
20,
2020.
19, 18.
So what are some things that you would be looking for if you were online? If you were
Are you talking
actively-
about like profile wise or
anything?
like
Both,
them
both,
like
both of them. BOFUM, both of them.
Both of them.
both of them?
No, not both of them. Both of
Both
them.
of them.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. So if it had to do like as far as pictures go, again, I don't want all of your pictures to be from here up.
That's
Like I
another
need
one,
to
yeah.
see.
You want to see the whole dad bod, the whole dad bod.
Yeah, if you got a dad bod, I want to see that. If you're
Yeah.
thin, if you're a stick, I want to see that. Like, let me see what you look like, and then pictures of them like just actually out enjoying life, doing things. You know, I've seen some guys. I'll have a picture of them fishing. Okay, cool. Like that tells me a little bit about yourself.
And that's not a lot to ask for. That's like you don't want to fucking some people maybe some people do want someone who's just in the house watching TV, their home bodies. That's for one type of person.
Right.
You specifically are looking for someone who's going out and hiking maybe or going axe throwing
being
and
social.
being social,
go to a bar. If you got a clip of yourself doing karaoke or some shit like that, like it tells me you're a social type of person, which is a necessity for me because I have friends who love to go out and do stuff. I'm not saying that I'm not looking for somebody. Yes.
Through your pictures, green flag. Love that.
unless it's negative.
Well,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I will say that I have had some guys where their profile pictures are them in the gym. And it's like, if you're a gym rat, not going to work either because I'm not going to live in the gym.
Right.
And if you spend all your time in the gym, that means we're not going out and doing shit. So,
All right. And you like to eat too.
all of it, you know, karaoke, eating, dancing, hell, walking around with a pitcher of beer, you know.
I think, I'm not in that boat, but I think if you're going to be doing online dating, you got to be willing to move off of that platform with someone you feel comfortable with and then start FaceTiming. Like,
and that's the other thing. Like, you start talking to somebody and within the day, they're like, here's my number.
nah,
Bro,
red
I
flag.
don't even know if I
That's
like
a red,
you yet.
That's
I don't
a red
want you
flag.
to have my fucking phone number. I'm like, no.
Okay,
absolutely
but
not.
so let me ask this though. How quickly would you meet somebody in person?
It depends on how the vibe is.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm not in that boat. I have been in that boat many years ago, but like it depends on how the vibe is. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
For me, I'm willing to meet in person right away. I don't care. Even if the vibe, like I haven't come across anybody who's giving me like really cringy vibes, because that definitely would just be like, no, this isn't gonna happen at all. But if it was somebody where it's like, okay, I can't really get a feel for their personality, but hey, maybe you're better in person and just the app thing is just not your thing. Like, I would rather meet somebody in person right away and be able to say that there's either connection or there's not.
No,
And
I
I
get
mean, if you
that. I get
establish
that.
that like up front, even better. But like if you just ask for that and not like explain, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you say that, 100%.
And
Yeah.
I feel like your profile should reflect that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and here's the thing though, and this is the reason why I'd rather just meet someone in person, even if I'm not really sure about if I feel like there's enough to have a connection, is just because you really don't know how accurate their profile is. And I've seen some guys that they're like, I really didn't know, like, it's just not my thing. Like, apps are not my thing. Filling out the profile is not my thing. I get it. Sometimes some people that's just not, they're just better in person. I had this one guy who said he was 5'9". Okay, so I'm 5'2".
That's the
Right?
other thing. Lying about your fucking height. Red
Yes.
flag.
So I'm 5'2". I met this guy. I was wearing I not even tall heels. They were probably 2-inch heels. Right?
Not the
That maybe
Crocs,
puts
not the
me
Crocs, not the
not
Crocs.
well. Stripper
Those
Crocs,
Croc heels are fire though.
not my stripper Crocs. But so that puts me at like 5'4". Right? This guy said he was 5'9". When I met him in person, we're standing eye to eye.
It was El Bori. He was
No,
El
I would have
Bori's
been
height.
looking down. I would have been looking down if I was wearing 2-inch heels
How do
at
they think they're
Bori.
gonna get
But
away with that? Like you're meeting in
right.
person.
And so, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna ignore the fact he's obviously not 5'9". Let's just see how the evening goes. Conversation went well. There wasn't really much of a connection, but I would be kind of like up to being friends, like a drinking buddy. But as we went on through the night and I had a little bit more to drink,
You'd be like, motherfucker, you short
it
as
was
hell.
simmering.
Your beer
Yeah, it was
goggles
simmering
came out.
in the back of my head. It was simmering, and I finally just said, "Oh, profile says you're 5'9". He was pissed.
And it wasn't even
He
like he was like an inch or two shorter. We're talking like 4 or
he
5
was
inches.
Like half a
he was
ruler shorter.
Like
so
that's
mad.
excessive.
He was so mad. He was like, "Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Fine, whatever."
Wait, because
And
I
then
call
he
you on your
went on.
bullshit. Like, people got to
Then
be
he
able
got
to be held
defensive. That's
accountable,
another
man.
red flag.
Right.
And here's the other thing. He
I wish
went
I had a red
home.
flag right now.
He went home and continued to message me and say, "I just measured myself. I'm 5'9", so I don't think you know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "You have no idea. I've dealt with measurements the
Wow.
majority
he
of my
went home
life."
and measured himself. Red fucking flag. What the
And I was just like,
You crushed
and
this guy's
and
life.
here's the sad thing. Okay, and to top it all off, he was a carpenter.
He works
They
with a
deal
tape measure every day, down to the
exactly,
16th
Oh,
of an
wow.
inch.
exactly,
He can't
exactly.
read. That's it. He can't read. That's gotta
And
be it.
I was just like, nah. So that's my thing is like, all right, I'm either gonna see how full of bullshit somebody is, or maybe their profile just isn't doing them justice by meeting in person.
Yeah, no,
So I
I
don't
definitely
mind.
get
Public
that.
place, let's have a drink,
I
right?
definitely get that. I used to just, I have to see you in face to face first, on the
Yeah.
phone first.
Oh, to make sure you're not a catfish.
Yes. And then I would go there. She's skipping that whole step. She's like, let's
Yeah.
fucking go right now, shorty.
Let's just bring it on.
Right.
Bring it on. Let
I've
me see
watched
what
too
you
many
look like.
serial killer documentaries for that.
Well, I'm not going over to their house.
Yo,
I'm going to a bar.
I called our group one day, and Mallory picks up, and she's like, hey, I got a new friend. We're going for a ride. I'm like, can you turn your location on, please? Meanwhile, I'm over here like, okay.
And I'm like, here, you want to see? And
Yes. I'm like, show me everything. Like,
he's like, where are you at? Show me all around,
or what about, you know, I felt bad for the maintenance guy, so I invited him in for some shots.
Yeah, I did that once. Yep.
Yo, so but for in Malory's defense, she is a transplant in in an area where she loves.
I know no one.
Yeah, she knows anyone, so she has to take risk a little bit.
Not in her new location.
I took a risk. Yeah.
And you're gonna have to. Like, okay, so we talked about online dating. Is it? This is just my opinion, but I feel like you can't approach women at like a grocery store or like at the bank.
Not true.
You
right?
could.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So.
Like you'd be up for that. I just feel like people are like out and they're just trying to do what the hell they're trying to do. Like leave me alone.
A guy who came up to me at Home Depot, and
what'd you have? Did you have was you holding a hammer?
No.
You didn't have a tape measure, right?
Did you have them Crocs stripper heels on? Did you have the Crocs stripper heels and that hammer hanging out of it?
Not yet. That was pre stripper Crocs.
Stripper Crocs is diabolical.
And then here's the funny thing. This was like during like when we were kind of coming out of COVID, where we could go out in public, but we still had to have a mask on. And I'm like, dude, really? Like, you're going to go based on this?
They're like, who is this Asian lady with these stripper Crocs?
I could be like missing a lip or have, you know,
an appendage just coming off fucking.
Like a growth on my nose.
That is
like,
crazy.
Fucking no.
That's wild.
But I don't mind.
No, I wouldn't mind somebody coming up to me in the grocery store or something. Not at all. As long as it's not like creepy.
Well, it's different for you, Malory, because you're at the bar in the grocery store. So it's like
you're killing two birds with one stone.
Now you know why.
She's like, I might be looking for the homebody that wants to stay home and cook. Or I'm looking for the guy that likes to go to the bar and have a few drinks.
And he wants to
and then we leave
party.
By 8 o'clock, they're closing. You go home 8 o'clock. You go to bed. That sounds fucking perfect to me.
No, and I think the other issue that I still run into is the younger guys. The younger guys think that I'm there closer to their age, and I'm not. And then they always do the whole.
You mean you're not a spring chicken?
Like, well, nope.
Can't wait to see that clip later.
Wow, I'm gonna have to edit that out, ladies and gentlemen. No, sir.
That's gonna be the thumbnail clip right
there. No, like, I mean, younger guys, it to them, they're like, oh, you know, I like older women, they're more experienced, and it's just like, yeah, but it doesn't work the same way in reverse, you know, like.
I don't want a little fucking baby back bitch.
Right, like, and then you get the guys that just like, you know, well, they still want to have kids, and I'm like,
like I don't even have those parts.
Have grandchildren. I'm closer to having grandchildren than another child.
Right.
You know,
I got those parts taken out years ago.
Right, exactly. That factory was shut down long time ago.
That factory's closed.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, I think that's super important. There's a lot of guys out there that they need help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when in doubt, just don't do it.
Right. If you have to question something, don't do it. Just be yourself. Well, sometimes let's be honest. Some people have to question about being themselves. It's like,
yes.
Let's be honest, right?
Yes, that would be that's true.
So you gotta learn how to read the room, I guess, right?
Yes.
That's a
okay. So let's talk about one of the regulars at the bar that I go to. I really part of me feels bad for him because I feel like he is socially awkward and has a hard time making friends. And what's even worse is that he does have a little bit of money, and the girls at the bar, the bartenders know that, and I think they take advantage of him.
Mm.
But you know, there's only so much that you can really do to kind of be friends with somebody to where you're at, like, what point do you feel like you're friends enough with somebody that you just talk to every once in a while at the bar to
That's
be able to
taking your
say,
money. That's taking your money.
right, to be able to say like, dude, don't do this or don't do that or don't say this or don't,
But yo, she's
like,
playing you, bro.
just be, yeah, like, don't try so fucking hard too. Like, it's like he tries to draw attention to himself. And it's just like, dude, you're not getting
Doing
the
too much.
response that you're doing too much to begin with, and then the attention that you're getting is not the attention you really want.
That
Like,
sucks. That sucks.
and it's hard because I feel part of me feels bad for the guy, but at the same time, he does annoy me with some of the shit that he says.
So
And
he
it's
doesn't
just
feel
like,
bad enough for you to give him some, though.
oh hell no. That's not no. That
She said, "I'll take that money, though. Buy me a drink, bitch."
and I feel bad because sometimes he will buy me drinks, and
Right.
it's just like, dude, you don't have to. If you want to sit here and you want to chit chat, that's fine. But
But you got to think about it. Like, it's different because I'm not the type of person. Well, that's a god. I almost just lied. I was gonna say.
You said,
I was about to say I'm not the type of guy that goes to a bar by himself, but I do when I'm DJing.
right?
oh, well, yeah.
But I'm
different, though.
Right.
You're
I'm not the
working.
type of
That's different.
person
You're
that
working.
goes to the bar to drink by myself.
Right.
And it seems as if that guy is. Slink definitely is. So it matters, like, why are you going? Why are you there? Like, what are you looking for? I'm not saying you specifically, Slink. I'm more specifically speaking about that guy, but like, maybe he doesn't have any friends. Like, maybe he doesn't have friends. Maybe he doesn't have that social connection that actually me and Slink was talking about earlier when I was talking about, like, I needed that on TikTok during the pandemic. Maybe he doesn't have that shit in real life.
Yeah, and honestly, so when I first met him, he was telling me about, like, he's got these friends that have all this money, live in these big luxurious house, and you do these, like, huge parties, showed me video clips of the parties, but it's
Was it a
just
Diddy
like,
party?
I don't know, it might have been. This was pre that, so I didn't ask. But
Well, pre-case. I'm sure that shit was still going on.
Yeah, Diddy parties have been going on for a while before.
Well, it just wasn't a topic for me to like be like, hey, should I be concerned? Or did you
Right.
Did you
at
see
any
bottles
point
of
not
baby
remember
oil in the background?
Right. Did you wake up not remembering
Right.
certain things? No. But like, I kind of felt bad because it's kind of like, is it one of those situations where are these people friends with you because you've got money? Or are they like truly your friends and y'all just all happen to have money? Like, I don't know, but it's just, the way that he acts. He's almost like one of those guys in high school that just really doesn't know, dude, just be yourself and you'll probably make friends. Like, you're not that bad of a person. It's just, you're just awkward.
But that also goes back to what we were talking about earlier on part 1, where it's the other people that notice you for who you are, right? It's like I know how dope I was. I was trying to show my community how dope I was, but it wasn't until freaking like I popped on TikTok. And
we're still trying to figure that out about you, but
he popped on TikTok.
Like he got so sad.
He popped on TikTok and
I'm gonna end the podcast now. It's like, no, but you know, it's, I don't know. I get it. It sucks. People have tried to, like, you know, people
Maybe
in
he's not
high school
comfortable
tried.
with himself either.
That's what I'm saying. People try,
Right.
maybe like in high school, had a traumatic moment where they actually took that step to be themselves, and like it fucking hurt. Like someone was super mean to them. Like that shit.
Yeah.
People carry that type of shit with them their whole lives.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. And that's the thing is like that, and that's why I say when I see him there,
You're always
I try
friendly.
to be friendly with him.
No, for sure.
Yeah, try to be friendly with him. But there are some things where it's like you get to a point where you're just like, okay, dude, like.
And it sucks because you're only friends. It's like what we were talking about before. You're only seeing him while he's live. Right? Like in the very beginning when I went live, the only time you can really talk to me was when I was live. You couldn't really say much.
Right.
It's not going to be until you guys are talking outside of the bar where you can be like, hey, man, listen, like, just try to be yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's going to struggle that shit for a while. I mean.
Like, and here's the weird thing is that, so we've probably been going to that same bar for maybe close to a year. And I go there, you know, on Wednesdays, try to win some dicks, right? So it wasn't
that shit is nasty work. But go ahead.
So it wasn't until like maybe a month ago that he was like, you know, do you like have to pay to play? And I'm sitting here going, dude, you've been coming to this bar as long as I have. How do you not know that, number one, this shit is for free? And number two, how have you not been playing? Like, you know, and I guess part of it too is like you have to think, okay, he's a single guy coming in. Maybe he feels a little weird.
Right. No, for sure.
But I told him, I'm like, no, it's absolutely free. You just have to ask them for a card. So we started playing, but the first time that he played, all I kept hearing him say was, oh my God, I only need one more number. I don't think I want to go up there and win a dick. And he just kept saying that. Like,
let's put some
like,
context into this because we literally started talking about this out of nowhere. So the bar
somebody is very confused.
Yeah, no, for sure. The bar that Slink goes to, they also play. Go ahead. You explain it. You explain it.
They play dirty bingo, which is just, it's traditional bingo. You play the same versions of the game,
but the prizes are
what they call
adult
specialty
toys
items from novelty stores. So basically,
so for instance, you won something.
I have
like it looks like this
double-headed dicks. Yep. I got one that's like this
with two hands on the end
around here.
With two hands, are the hands?
No, it's just dicks. The other one is the
yeah, right. This one, on both ends,
and it's modeled after a porn star, modeled after her own hand.
Got you.
Yeah, so all kind of butt plugs and all that kind of shit. They even had one butt plug that had a bunny rabbit tail on the end.
Okay, all right.
Put it on, you look like you got.
Oh, do they got any with LEDs?
Actually, they did have some that lit up.
What?
Some that lit up.
Wow.
Don't worry, Mallory. They got them on Amazon. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Or Walgreens. You can even get some of that shit on Walgreens.com.
At Walgreens? Oh my God.
Walgreens has that?
They go online.
She's like, that's where I get mines from.
I found out that Target has dildos.
It's cheap. It's cheaper than going to some of those other stores.
No, it's online.
Online, yeah. Well, I will say, like, some at Walgreens, you can buy like some of like the smaller vibrators, like the finger ones and all that. Yeah.
Yo, you gotta think these companies are trying to take after Amazon. You would imagine, right? Because like Amazon started off with just books, but they have everything now. So like, I would want to be able to sell things that I don't have in the store. Otherwise, people are gonna go to Amazon,
right?
Or Walmart, right? Because Walmart is pretty much doing what Amazon is doing, but just not on that scale.
Right. And then, if you don't buy it online, you got to deal with those ghetto people.
You got to
in
go
the
and
store.
yep. But can we go back to Walgreens for a second? Because I think we need to talk about what happened recently when I took y'all with me to Walgreens.
Oh shit.
And the stuff y'all said, and then the worker heard, and what happened.
Can you
'Cause I think
refresh
that's a
my
pretty funny
memory?
story.
Refresh
Huh?
my
Yeah,
memory.
refresh our memory, Malory.
Okay. It was a Thursday night. No, I'm kidding. I was sick, and I was very stuffy, and Mama Slink said, you need to go get a
Neti pot.
neti pot.
Mhm.
I was like, all right.
What's a
I'm gonna
neti
go.
pot?
They were getting ready to close. I'm like, I gotta go now. So
What's
I
a
took
neti
them
pot?
on the- Huh?
What's a neti pot?
It's a thing to get the snot out of your nose.
It's basically a teapot that has a little dick on the end that you shove in
Put
your
it up
nostril.
the side of your nostril, and then it comes out the other side.
Okay, got it.
The
Got it.
grossest thing ever, but it works.
But
Okay.
it works.
So we were on FaceTime, and I go into Walgreens, and I'm chatting away. And as soon as I walk in, there's no one in the store, and I'm like, "Hey, where's such and such?" And, they're like just yelling at people, and I'm like, "There's no one here." So in the background, I'm talking to this guy, but they're in the background talking, and one of them says something about don't forget
the condoms.
But
And the guy starts like
I think it was me.
laughing. Was it you? The guy starts laughing and chuckling, but he doesn't say anything. So then I'm like, okay, I keep going. I go up to pay. Y'all are still going at it, like saying something about, did you forget it? Don't forget
Right.
it.
The ribs for her pleasure.
Like get
So by
magnums.
the
Make sure you
time-
get the magnums.
So by the time I got to the checkout with the same guy, he was like, do you really need those? And I was like, what? And he was like, the condoms. And I was like, no, like they were just kidding. Like, no, like it was so funny, but it was a little embarrassing. And then he goes, the guy goes, who are those people that you're talking to? And I was like, oh, these are just like my friends or whatever. And he goes, those are good people. You need to keep those people in your life. And I was like, yeah, they're all right.
He knew what he was talking about.
It was pretty funny though.
Usually, a lot of the times, because we'll do that. We'll be on the phone while we're just going on about our day. We'll be on the phone. But usually you leave us in the car a lot of the times. Like if you're going into the package store, we'll watch Millie in the car sometimes.
Yep. Y'all watch Millie for me. Yep.
I can't do much. I'm like, hey, don't take her.
Yeah.
Or you'll put us on mute because you'll be like, I don't want you to hear my fast food
My
order.
Taco Bell, yes.
order.
Yo,
Mute.
Mallory will mute us so we don't hear what she's ordering from Taco Bell. And then she'll eat it off camera. Tell me I'm lying.
Nope. You
Nope,
were telling the truth.
That's exactly what you do.
Meanwhile, I'm just ordering food.
Right. He's shoving his face with a glizzy.
You're
but
like,
he don't
what is
care.
that noise? Like, at least I'll turn the camera off when I eat. But
But you can hear the sound, which is disturbing.
it sounds like when
Pretty
I
much.
eat and I start
And
sweating
then
and
you hear
shit. It's
gulp,
bad.
gulp. I'm like, did you chew your food, bro? Like, chew it.
And then I start sweating and it's bad. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, then there's those nights where we got Mallory just with her syrup.
With my syrup.
oh
yeah.
my God.
I like syrup.
And I'm sure.
Maple syrup.
Sure. I am 100% sure you're not the only person who does that. Like,
Who drink.
take
I don't know.
syrup.
I might be. That's pretty
Take
wild.
syrup. Do any of you guys take syrup and the bottle of syrup and squeeze it in your mouth, or maybe take the little packets of syrup and just fucking take the syrup? Mallory's favorite food is maple flavored dick. Just so you know.
Maple.
Yo, that's wild.
That is her snack of choice.
Maple flavored dick.
Maple flavored dick.
That's crazy. No, but that's some shit that I would do when I was younger. Like not have food, have syrup, and make like a syrup sandwich. Or you ever had a
I
syrup
actually
sandwich?
did it the other day. I do it. I feel like I'm like, oh, I think my sugar's low. I think I need some sugar, and I'll just go to the cabinet.
Yo, I think my sugar's low. Let me drink some syrup. Is nasty
I
work.
think I just tell myself that because I really want some syrup. Yeah.
That's
I'm
nasty.
surprised I'm
boy.
not I'm surprised I don't have diabetes, to be completely honest.
They're probably offsetting it at some point.
That or like my teeth are rotting out because of how much sugar. It's wild. I have a problem.
So let's
You do.
let's switch gears real quick, and say rest in peace to Quincy Jones.
Yes.
Did you
I
see
did
that
not
Quincy
see that.
Jones?
I did not see that.
Quincy Jones died a couple days ago.
How old was he?
Oh shit! I probably
80 something?
80 something. I could Google it. I don't feel like typing or anything like that. But
Something
So
I
a
can't
good,
remember.
a good long life.
yeah,
Good
no,
long
for
life.
sure. Yo, just went through his songs he's mixed, it says songwriter mix. So I'm assuming he like helped write some of these songs. He'd work with artists and I'm like, holy shit. But
So question. Did you have your playlist ready to go for people that
no,
are still alive?
we're gonna get to that. And Mallory, we talked about that shit yesterday.
We did.
We did talk about that. We're gonna get to that. But one of my favorite Quincy song Jones. Oh my god. Quincy songs Jones. Quincy Jones songs. I just found out I was dyslexic. It's fine. We're gonna keep moving.
We knew that for a long time.
Is The Secret Garden. If you know,
I love that fucking.
Yeah,
I love that song.
that's probably my favorite Quincy Jones song.
Such a great song.
I'm in a playlist it says songwriter mix Quincy Jones. So these are all songs that maybe he composed or wrote these songs. I'm just gonna name some of these artists he worked with. Well, obviously, I think the first name that pops in my head is Michael Jackson, right? Like,
Right.
you know, the Thriller album, Quincy Jones is like iconic. But he's also got credit on Good Life by Kanye and T-Pain.
Really?
He's got shit with Kendrick Lamar. This is to show you that Quincy Jones has been around for a very, very, very long time. Like literally, he was in his 80s or 90s. I don't know the exact number. You guys can figure it out. Google that shit. Pause. Google. Now you know how old he is.
And then come back.
Right. Now you know how old he is. Harry Styles.
Wow.
Daydreaming. He's got credit on that. I don't know exactly what it was. I could probably actually let me hit credits. It says Quincy Jones. I'm scrolling. I don't see his name yet. Like I might have to. Oh wait.
Maybe he's just like a producer.
Well, hold on. Daydreaming. I'm trying to find the song. Oh, right here. Okay. So for Daydreaming, it says composer. He's under here as a composer for Daydreaming.
Oh.
And he's got credit for a lyricist on Daydreaming with Harry Styles.
Wow.
So I just bring that song up because like that came out in 2022.
And
just to give you an idea how current it is.
Still active.
Right.
That's legendary right there.
Supposed to Be Love with DJ Khaled, Lil Baby, Future, Lil Uzi Vert. He's got shit with J. Cole, Ludacris, Beyonce, her homecoming shit.
Yeah.
The Weeknd, A Tale by Quincy. Like YG, Chris Brown, Tyga. Ari Lennox, JID, he's got stuff with him. PYT, Malory.
No, really?
PYT, I'm clicking credits right now. PYT, he was a writer on PYT. Quincy Jones was a writer on PYT. That's crazy.
I had no idea.
So rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Freaking iconic legend.
Oh yeah.
Legendary.
Yo, we lost a good one.
Major influence.
Definitely old as shit.
Yeah.
Me and Mallory went through a bunch of like topics and things that were going on today. And we were like, Slink is not going to know any of this. But I think it's a great idea because we can teach you. Slink,
Who says I want to learn?
you want to learn? You want to learn about Diddy's NDA, right?
Nope.
You know what's going on with Diddy, though. I'm sure, right? It's all over everywhere.
Right. I mean, the gist of it, sure. Yeah.
So I don't know how this happened, but the conditions of Diddy's NDA came out. So I'm just gonna read through this real quick. According to TMZ, Diddy's NDA was in effect for the life of the signee, the person who signs the NDA, for 20 years after they die, or a total of 70 years, whichever is longer. The guests could not share any details related to Diddy, his family members, current or former partners, this is crazy. It says current or former partners and spouses. Or friends of business associates, unless given express permission from Diddy himself. There was no recording at his parties, including pictures, videos, or allowed audio. The activities could not be revealed via social media, during audio or video interviews, or written in books, newspapers, or any social media platforms. His NDA said that you can't talk.
If that's not a red flag.
Bruh, like I was reading this wrong. Malory had to explain this to me yesterday. I was thinking you couldn't talk about it 20 years after Diddy died. No, it's saying you can't talk about this until 20 years after you die.
The signee dies.
After the signee dies, or 70 years, whatever comes after that. He literally, from what I'm reading, it sounds like he made it so you can never talk about what was happening at his house, right?
Exactly. And not just you. Like,
Your
it's basically
spouse, the
guilty
people
by
you're with,
association.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
sure.
which is crazy. And
Which is a red flag.
Right. How do you go, well, I'm going to sign this, and it's basically going to include every freaking person I know?
Well, it's just a way. I feel like that's kind of, as I'm just saying, I'm just going to say it. If you need an NDA for whatever reason, that's what you want. You want someone to sign that they're never gonna fucking talk about what's going on here. Now, whether you're doing illegal shit is another story. But if I just don't want people in my life and in my business, I don't want you to ever fucking talk about it if I have an NDA. He's reassuring that shit.
Right, but basically not, again, you as a person, you're signing not only for yourself, but everybody that you know.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you're going into that situation like,
guilty by association.
Maybe, yes. Maybe you're going into that situation like, yo, I'm not going to talk about anything that goes on here. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Right.
What happens with the baby oil stays with the baby oil.
Let's say that someone you know hears about something you're basically signing the NDA for, and they happen to talk about it, and now you're fucking getting sued because this person that you know is saying something that they're not supposed to be saying when you had nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
like,
no, there's definitely red flags there.
That's
for
like
sure.
me going, I'm going to sign this NDA, and my grandmother can't even talk about it, and she might hear about it from somebody else and just mention something about something, and then all of a sudden it's like, how the fuck do you do that?
And then I think it's like people who are signing NDAs, maybe they know what's going on there and they want to be a part of it, but I'm sure there are people that he brought in that didn't know what was really, nobody, I don't think anybody knew what was.
I'm sure a lot of people
didn't know what was really going on there.
NDAs didn't come into existence because of him, right? They've been around for a very long time for different reasons. It could be, hey, we're going to talk to you about this idea for a movie.
Right, we don't want nobody stealing the idea.
Right.
For sure.
You don't want anybody stealing the idea. You got to sign an NDA, right? there are reasons for that are not sketchy.
Right, for sure.
Protecting whatever property you're talking about, right? That's the thing, is that like the depth that the NDA goes into, that's a fucking super red flag.
Yeah, no.
If you're going to a party, they're like, you got to sign an NDA saying
listen,
blah, 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 blah.
As someone who has done drugs before, I can understand an NDA for someone not wanting people to know that they do drugs. I can understand that.
Right, for publicity and all of that.
I can't get with people doing sexual shit and violating people's rights and slipping drugs and shit. Like, and there's an interview. We're gonna move on.
Didn't you hear too that he was like keeping it extra hot in there?
That's literally what I was just about to say. There's an interview. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say maybe it was with Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon, whoever the interviewer was said
Fallon,
something.
yes.
It was Fallon. He said something like, "What is a Diddy party like?" And Diddy pretty much said like, "There's lots of alcohol, and I like to keep the heat up so it gets hot and people get sweaty because then you get loose." But
That's exactly what he said, yeah.
Right? But if you think about it, and they talk about the drugs was in the baby oil, if you're fucking hot and sweaty and someone's spraying you with baby oil with drugs on you, it's getting in your pores and you're going to be fucked up and you don't even know about it.
It's getting in there quicker, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows what the situation in the scene looked like when he hit you with that baby oil? Like, did I have my clothes on and you still hit me with baby oil? Or is it so hot where I got to take my shirt off, I'm in my tank top, and it's getting in my shoulder? Like I'm just saying.
In my shoulder.
I wanna know. I wanna see these fucking videos. I'm gonna be honest with you. I need to see some of these.
My shoulder.
I'm trying to see some of the freak offs. So I want to move on, but
my foot.
Yo, big shout out to Young Thug for coming home. I know Slink doesn't know who Young Thug is. He's a hip hop artist. He had a RICO case, and a lot of people
had to tell me he got out. I didn't even know he got out.
A lot of people thought he was going down, but he made it home. I actually forgot to put it in here. He's got mad years of probation, like over 10 years of probation. It might be more like 15, 20. Stop the video.
Wild.
Stop the video. Pause. Young Thug probation. Come back. That's how many years of probation he got.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So the stipulations of Young Thug's probation, have you went through this, Malory?
No.
So he can't make gang-related music.
Mm-hmm.
He's banned from Atlanta from 10 years, which is suspect because...
He's banned from the city of Atlanta.
For 10 years. Listen to this, though. He also has to do 4 annual anti-gang presentations and concerts in Atlanta.
That don't make no sense.
Maybe it has to happen after
like a setup. That sounds like a setup.
It sounds like a setup to me. I don't know if that's going to be after the 10 years or during the 10 years. I don't know how they're going to work that out. He can't have any contact with any gang members or co-defendants other than his brother and Gunna.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Why Atlanta? What happened? What am I missing? What's with Atlanta?
I mean,
is that where he was accused of whatever happened?
I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Pause this video, Google that, come back.
Google.
That's what it was.
Fireworks.
Fireworks. I don't even know if I could even do it here, but
oh, it's doing it.
It's doing it. Hey! So yeah. Anyway, they're not gonna know what the fuck that was, but you had to be there.
What is happening? Anyways, yeah.
You what's going on with Meg? What happened with Meg?
What was it?
She lied.
Oh yeah, she lied. She's coming out to saying she lied about sleeping with Tory Lanez.
She had an interview. Who interviewed her? Gail? Was that Gail?
I think it was. Well, yeah, she lied to Gail. Yes.
Gail
Yeah.
asked her, was like, yo, did you like pretty much did you fuck Tori? And what did she say in the interview?
I mean, she denied it, but I will say though. So if you think back to when that whole thing happened,
What whole
it was
thing?
right
What whole thing?
when the situation happened with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez,
And
where
she got
was
shot in the foot. Yes.
Mhm. So when that situation happened, literally maybe week or weeks before that, the whole George Floyd thing was going on. So in her defense, you know, she was like, I was with a black male and we were afraid. I was afraid that something was going to happen. So, and you know, once you start telling a lie, that it becomes lie
They
on
discredited
lie on
you.
lie
Right.
on lie, you know. So, but yeah, she slept with Tory Lanez. So my thing is, when I look at that, I think Meg, Tory. I want to know how that worked.
Height wise, right? Because he's like 5'2".
Yes,
He's like 5'2".
He's short.
No, I don't know
And Meg
5'2".
is like, she's tall.
Right. So yeah. No, I mean,
Get down on your knees.
I don't think it's funny because I don't think anyone. I think when she said that, everybody was like, when she said she did it, I feel like everybody was just like, yeah, we don't believe that.
I mean, I think a lot of people didn't believe her because of the relationship they had, and you could kind of tell that something flirtatious was going on. But who shot you? That's all it was about. Who shot you?
So, Kodak Black. You know who Kodak Black is, Slink?
Yes.
He was. You know who Kai Cenat is? He's like one of the biggest Twitch streamers. You've definitely seen him. You'll be on Twitch. You definitely seen him before. Kai Cenat. He's like the biggest Twitch streamer. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
He
He's
had
like 23.
Yeah, he had Kodak Black on his live, and Kodak. So this is what I said we would get back to, because you said making playlists, right?
Oh yeah, for people that you think
I made a post where I said I'm going to start as a DJ, as a radio DJ, I'm going to start making playlists of artists who I think might die soon.
I think that's so fucked up.
It is. It's bad. Bad.
But here, okay, in his defense, there are people, celebrities, famous people, where they have obituary reels already prepared for.
Right. So,
sure.
So for instance, I have a R. Kelly playlist ready to go. Like I never stopped playing R. Kelly. I'll be honest with you. Now,
do you have a P. Diddy playlist ready?
Absolutely. I have a No Diddy playlist ready to go. Where it's songs that a producer or DJ took him off the song.
Yeah.
For instance, I have a version of All About the Benjamins. It's public knowledge that Jadakiss wrote Diddy's verse in that song. So someone AI Jada's verse instead of Diddy's verse. I have that ready to go. I also have a Diddy verse ready to go. But I think it's only going to really be safe for most people to play R. Kelly after he dies. So, but it's all good. But anyway, Kodak was on Kai's stream. He literally showed you a pill, threw it up, and caught it in his mouth, and was like, if you guys haven't seen this, just Google or YouTube Kodak Black on Kai's Twitch stream. Now that you watched it, he was looking crazy. He was
acting wild, for sure.
And then...
Not that I'm... What?
No, go ahead.
There goes you got fireworks again. Not that I'm like, know anything about pills or anything, but like one pill I don't think would have made him act like that.
Some cotton.
Nah, he was continuing to go on. He was adding to whatever he did.
I think there was some taken prior to the one that was shown clearly, because he was dancing around and like sweating, and
he literally showed you that he took a pill, and then
it was weird.
And then I guess people were expressing their concern to him about that interview or that stream, and like he made a video talking about it, and was just like pretty. What I got out of it was like pretty much mind your business. People do shit like this all the time or whatever. He pretty much said like, what is you telling me your concern doing for you? Which is really concerning to me, but I got to.
Well, that's not the first time he's acted like that.
Oh no, not at all.
Been out there either.
No, he literally
so
just said
he has a problem.
He literally went live for the first time. I forgot what platform. I'm having a brain fart, and set his car on fire.
Yeah.
And in that video, he looked crazy. But I got a Kodak playlist ready to go. Whenever he's ready to go, I got you, bro.
Whenever he's ready to go.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible, bro.
I know
That's
it is, man.
terrible.
I know it is, but you got as a radio DJ, I got to be prepared. I got to be prepared.
That's crazy.
You have to.
Listen, I already made one for every big artist. I have one ready to go. Like,
you have one for Chris Brown?
Absolutely. You got to think about it though. I'm being funny, right? I am being funny. I'm saying when they die, right? It doesn't have to be like that. It is kind of fucked up, but I'll play it on Chris Brown's birthday. I got one. Yeah. I got one for Biggie. I got one for Tupac. I play it on their birthday, right? Mm-hmm. That's. I also use it for that too. I actually just trying to put a little bit of flavor on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yo, we're done. We're done here. So we're gonna end this. I appreciate you guys coming on here, Slink and Malory. Yo. So you guys are both on social media, and you know you guys are gonna be recurring guests. You guys aren't actually guests. You guys are actually co-hosts with me right now. But Slink, how do people follow you on social media? What do you got?
So I've got TikTok, Instagram, I think are like the big major ones. It's Slink 5.2, I think is what it is.
And then 1218 Customs, right?
1218 Customs, SATX. Yeah, that's the business.
If you guys need any merch I'm saying any merch, from shot glasses to t-shirts to tumblers to freaking cat toys, whatever you need, Slink will figure out a way to make it for you. Hit up 1218 Customs on IG. And Malory, how can people follow you?
Yeah, on IG and TikTok, it's Malory1002. That's MALORY 1002.
Yeah, and you guys will see them again. They're gonna be reoccurring co-hosts on here with me. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. You already know. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna end this real quick, but
all right. Make
sure you guys you subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You follow me personally on TikTok. It's DJ DNACT. On YouTube, it's the DJ DNA Podcast. And until next time, peace.